Hi Virgo, Happy New Year. This is a general tarot reading for Virgo Sun, Moon and Ascendant or Rising sign. Well, I hope you had a lovely holiday period, Virgo. I hope it was really good. I mean, you guys are usually so disciplined and organized, so it was probably a great time for you to have all that time with your family where you've organized a great Christmas dinner or a great event or something that you've put your energy into that other people enjoyed. I hope it was worth it. I hope that you were around good people and good family and people that made you feel good about yourself. And why am I focusing on that? Because Virgo, you have spent the last 2.5 years with Saturn, the hard taskmaster, in your 4th house. And we have 2 cards jumping out here. The first card, the Ace of Wands. The next card, the Knight of Pentacles. I'm putting them down here on the table and I'm going to keep shuffling so we've the grand overview and we'll look down at it in a moment, okay? Saturn in the 4th house. And that was 2.5 years where you were retrospective, looking back on all the memories. It forced you to examine how your childhood has impacted you now. Saturn asks questions of you. Were you forced to grow up sooner than you really should have? What was it about your young years that caused you problems now? And you had to go back and look at that, and you had to think about your home then and the emotional experience of your home as a child and how that reflects into your home now. And it made you value your family more, maybe forgive them a little bit, and maybe the 6 of Wands, and maybe have a big let go of all the past hurts so that you can move on in your life. Because I think there's been a lot of emotions that were stuck inside you from your past, from many years ago, to do with family, hurts from family. Maybe you lost people. Maybe your childhood wasn't as shiny and happy as you'd probably like to think it was. Or maybe for the older Virgos, maybe when you raised your children, there was a moment where you felt that you were impacting their childhood in some way by the issues that you carried forward from your own childhood. But you've dealt with them. All the emotions that were surrounding these issues have been dealt with in the last 2.5 years. So that's not bad, huh? Not bad. You're able to move on now, Virgo, without that heavy emotional attachment to the past in that way. For some of you, it may have been something as simple as examining where you live. Are you happy where you are? Does it make you feel good? Do you have a sense of security? Is it working for you? Yeah? Can you spend your time all year round in that house and feel comfortable? You know? Does it get too cold in the winter? Does it get too hot in the summer? Does it not work in some way for you? And maybe you had to address those things and move on, or at least make plans about moving on to something that does suit you better. And now, over the Christmas period, Saturn has moved into your 5th house. Now, this is going to be a tough one, okay? Because the 5th house is all to do with joy, expression, fun, creativity, parties, celebrations. And when Saturn comes into that house, he's saying, You've neglected this whole area of your life. You've completely forgotten how to have real good fun, how to let your hair down totally. King of Wands, talking about going wild and letting your hair down totally. You've forgotten how to do it. You've become too strict, too rigid, too organized. And to show you how to let your hair down and just hang loose, Saturn is going to come in and in some way deny it for the next 2.5 years. Why? So that when it does come, you'll value it more. You'll begin to understand the value of making space and time in your life for pure fun and pleasure and joy and music and creative expression, dance, theatre, and just beaming from ear to ear for no particular reason. That's not bad, is it? I think for the next 2.5 years, I think you can put up with a little bit of hardship from Saturn, because ultimately he is the master. This is the master class you're going to get in how to have fun. And it will be tough, and it won't feel like a lot of fun, but it will be. And at the end of it, you'll be a more expressive, joyful, happy person. I'm not saying that you're not now, Virgo. We love you. We know you're a joyful, happy, expressive person. But we want to see more of it. We want to see it done freely. We want you to be free. Free to express strength. So I'm going to keep shuffling the cards here. And I'm going to talk about January the 1st, where you have... Oh, a card just fell on the floor. Fell on the floor. Hold on, I'll just get that. You see what you're making me do, Virgo? I have to go down and get this. But it's the Queen of Wands. Another nice card. You have the King and the Queen of Wands. So I think it's all about learning how to go a little bit wild again. I like that. Let's go wild. Can you do that, Virgo? Have you forgotten how to wild? So, the 1st of January, like I said, you have the full moon in your 11th house, which is going to be making you, make your new, I'll start again from the top. You're going to make your New Year's resolutions, and they'll be all about building on your social network, building your circle of friends, acquaintances. You have close friends, people that you love and care about, but it's about expanding that. People in your neighborhood, people online, social media is very much involved in the 11th house. Maybe you'll start learning how to use social media in a more effective way, and learning how to get in touch with new circles of friends, all about circles of friends. You're going to make, I have 2 cards going on here. 3 cards actually. So the first one, the Knight of Wands. Let me just show you, because you have the Ace of Wands, the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Wands. If we get the Page of Wands, then you've got a royal flush. But what do we have? We have the 2 of Wands, wands, all the wands. We'll talk about this. The Chariot. A couple more cards, Virgo. And then we'll see what else is going on. Ooh, I lifted that and he was at the bottom. He was at the bottom. Good place for him to be. You see, we're talking about Saturn moving from your 4th house to your 5th house. This is him, Saturn, the devil. Speak of the devil and he's sure to appear. And he has made a big appearance in your life and will continue to make a big appearance for the next 2.5 years. And don't fear him. Don't fear him. The moment you fear your fears is the moment they have control. So you don't fear them, you take the lessons from them and then move on when you need to move on. Mid-month, we've got Venus and the Sun in your 6th house, which is your happy home, your 6th house, your home. And that is all to do with streamlining your day-to-day tasks. Making your... You'll be focusing mid-January on making your life work for you. It'll be more effective. Your daily routines might change a little bit, maybe a little bit of an overhaul. And also, like the rest of us, what do we have here? We have the Four of Pentacles. Like the rest of us, you might be focused on starting a new health regime. We have two cards here. That's us finished. We have the Two of Swords, and we have the Six of Swords. So a new health regime, Virgo. Got to lose some of them pounds from all that good cooking that you did over the holiday period. So I'm organizing the cards here. Organizing. I mean, I don't get to tell a Virgo what it means to organize. You guys are the king and queen of organization. And so we are. I hope I'm organized. Might not be quite good enough to your standard, Virgo, but let's have a look and see. Here we are. Let's begin. The first of all your Wands cards. So let's ask ourselves, what the heck is all this Wands energy doing in our lives right now? Motivation, energy, the ability to push forward in your life, potential, new ways to express yourself, new ways to inject a bit of fire into your blood so that you can move on with your life. And look what we have here. We have this big hand of God. I mean, this isn't just a regular opportunity to become more fiery and passionate in your life. This is a signal from the heavens itself that this is the next phase in your life. This is where you need to be going. The gods have spoken. We demand that the next phase of your life is all about the passion and the motivation and the fire and the movement and the action and the energy. So the gods approve. But what exactly do they approve of? They approve of this fiery action in order for you to invest long term in your security, your finances, your sense of purpose. The Knight of Pentacles, if you consider him very much in the way that you'd consider Virgo astrologically, the Virgos are often described as the beekeepers, because while everybody else is pulling plows and planting crops and keeping animals, the Virgo will be cultivating bees, little small creatures, and people will laugh at them and say, oh my God, you only have a little small space to do your magic and you use the smallest animals. And out of that, what do you create? The thing that everybody wants. The honey, baby. The sweetness of life. The real deal. And that's it. It's Virgo working in the small detail, the small print, the fine lines, in limited space, in a limited way, where everybody is kind of saying, oh, look at you, typical Virgo, thinking small. But the end result is the honey. And that's where your passion lies. You don't have to think big, think grand, think enormous, high visions of what you can do. Sometimes for you, Virgo, your strength is in the details. It's in taking care of the small things. And let's not forget, Virgo also rules animals, small animals. Some people even say household plants, because people in apartments who can't have animals often keep household plants as company. And so you are the keeper of such things, the small creatures, the small details. And you'll be finding passion for that. And very soon, I think some of you Virgos might realize that you have a passion for animals. And you may decide to quit everything you're doing to pursue your dream of caring for and tending to animals. Nice, 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 nice. On the other hand, this card, it's a new meaning for me. I've been doing these readings for 25 years. And in the last couple of years, this card has announced itself as a brand new expression of something. This card is new money. He is the cryptocurrency card. Bitcoin, altcoins, Ethereum, Dash, all of those cryptocurrencies that you hear about maybe in the news or in the media, this card represents that. So are we finding you, Virgo, becoming more interested in this new money? It would be great if you were, because you guys love detail so much. So many of us don't have a clue what's going on with this new cryptocurrency. It's so complicated. I think you guys are the ones that might be able to solve that for us and begin to explain how it works. Maybe that's also your new passion, because you're so interested in detail. You could be the one to write the book on how it works. Yay! But here we go again. Wands, wands. I mean, are all your cards wands? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 wands cards. So what are we dealing with? We're dealing with small triumphs, small successes. Have you in January begun to see small rewards for the hard work and the passion that you've been putting into your projects, or something that you've been doing? Are you celebrating something this January? I hope you are, because it's a good time to celebrate, you know, post-holiday season, when everything's still a little bit quiet and everybody's still recovering. I mean, it's a good time to say, uh-oh, no, we still have some bottles of champagne left out of the holidays. Pop them open again, because I'm celebrating something. And you could be celebrating with a fire sign, because the fire element in the Wands cards is all over the place with you. The King of Wands, this is a male figure, either an Aries, either a Leo or a Sagittarius. Have they come into your life to share success with you? Are they very influential in your life? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Are they pointing you in the direction of success? Do you feel good being around them? Are you celebrating something with them? Could you have fallen in love with them? That would be nice. Now, I did say a fire sign, and here we go with the card of strength, which is represented by Leo, right beside another fire card. Big Leo influence here. Let's cut to the chase. It's a lot going on with Leo here and you. You're learning how to be strong. Your little success that you're having in January is teaching you that you can have more. It's reinforcing your need to push forward, to move on, to celebrate, to have joy in your life. And this idea is growing stronger and stronger in you. Also, you're becoming stronger, Virgo. For some reason, you, after the last 2.5 years, when you dealt with your childhood issues and children in general and all that surrounds old family life, your youth, your childhood issues, other children, this has made you stronger. You've gained strength through going back and dealing with these issues. And this is the monster, the demon that you'll never have to deal with again. Maybe it's a Leo that is the monster that you'll never have to deal with again. But I don't know. Leo is such a strong influence for you here. And the next 2.5 years is going to be all about the Leo influence, celebrating a heavy focus on that. And here again, we have a female fire sign who is kickstarting all of this. Perhaps somebody who's a catalyst for change in your life, be it positively or negatively. They could be making you enraged or full of fire so that it spurs you into change. Or they could be that person who is just someone who has all the answers, someone who you admire and look up to and say, if I could be more like them, then I'd be a success in my life. But you are a success in your life, Virgo. Don't ever think you're not a success in your life. You already are. More Wands. Here is the driving force of this energy, the Knight of Wands. He's driving it along. He's saying action, speed, determination, force. Move with energy, move with desire, move with the flame in your hand. And go. It doesn't matter where you're going. It doesn't matter how we're getting there. But we're going to leap ahead, leap forward. to boldly go where no Virgo has gone before. Let's do this thing. And there's a sense of wildness. There's a sense of untamed, uncontrollable freedom about this energy that you've been missing for so long, Virgo. You want to feel that boldness. And here it comes. And what will happen when you feel that boldness, when you feel the let's do it at any cost, let's go there, whatever it takes, you'll feel like you have the world in your hands. You have horizons that you're burning. You're really burning inside to go, to move, to create, to get the world that you want and desire, to look at foreign horizons, long distance, long visions of your future. And you have the passion. You're holding the world, you're holding the magic wand, the fiery passion, and you're backed up by another expression of that. The universe is backing you up. Remember, the universe is behind you, backing you up and saying, do it, do it, do it. Rediscover the flame in your heart. Rediscover the fire in your belly. Rediscover that flickering light inside you. Ignite it, ignite, ignite. It's all about the fire. And then what? Well, we know, Virgo, that you guys have a lunar eclipse in your 12th house on the last day of January, on the 31st. And it'll be a big, heavy focus on finally releasing the last things that we spoke about, releasing those issues from your past, from your childhood, things that you've been holding inside for too long, putting pressure on your heart, putting pressure on your mind, on your body, even putting pressure on your physical body, your knees, your joints, your hips, your neck. Time to release those. And the end of January will give you that final push to release all of those things. So it would be a good idea, as January is leaving, Virgo, to breathe, meditate, get into a state of surrender, and to take care of yourself and let the stresses just pass away from your life. 12th house is also a Piscean influence, so you might take care of your feet. Wear comfortable shoes, not your high heels that kill your toes. Wear something that's comfortable. Get your 2 feet on the ground, walk out in the garden. I know it's a bit cold, but go out in a comfortable pair of shoes and walk in nature. And if you're brave enough, go in your bare feet. And then what? We have the Chariot, reinforcing everything we've been saying, Virgo. He comes to bring all the elements of your life together so that you can hold the reins and move in one direction. It's like the sheepdog, rounding up all the sheep and pointing them in the direction that they need to go. And you'll be doing the same with all the elements in your life, from where you live, your home, your work, your friends, your family, the people you love, all of them. You'll be making more sense of how they figure in your life, and you'll be taking them on your journey with you. But you've to get them all agreeing with you. Everything has to be smooth and streamlined in order for you to run forward smoothly. And that's what the Chariot is saying, to not just go forward, but to go forward in a blaze, but in the straight direction and smoothly. It's also ruled by Cancer. Perhaps at the end of January, there'll be a Cancerian who might be able to give you some good advice relating to money and security. All these things, you're jumping and diving into the unknown, you're taking a risk, you're going for it. And maybe a Cancerian can teach you how to get out of your comfort zone a little bit, teach you not to be so afraid, not to hold everything too tight to your chest. You have a purpose now, you have a mission, you have a life that's demanding to be lived. And perhaps this Cancerian energy is saying, out you go, step out of your comfort zone, spend a little, live a little, go for it. Okay? And then the final outcome. Let me move the camera up here so I can talk to you face to face. Your final outcome. Okay, after everything I've been explaining to you, what do we find here? You're in two minds about moving on. There has been an awful lot going on for you, Virgo, hasn't there? So you've a lot to think about. We're dealing with here a situation where you feel you don't have all the information yet. You want to make this move, but you're not quite sure. There's more details that you need. You're not quite confident, and you're not prepared to go blindly in. And at the same time, there are also some things you're not prepared to see. You're not prepared to look at. You're not prepared to see that there's a brand new world waiting for you out there, full of passion. I mean, look at all the court cards you got. Kings, queens, knights. I mean, this is the royal blessing. You've received the royal blessing plus the blessing from the universe. Doesn't get more royal than that, baby. To move on. And you have been thinking about moving on. You've been checking things out. You've even had little successes when you delved a little deeper. And you've the strength now to continue. But yet you're saying, I don't have all the detail. I don't know enough about this. I don't quite know what I'm doing. Who cares? Let it go, Virgo. It doesn't matter. You don't always have to have all the details, because remember, the details that you do have are enough to go on in order for you to harvest the honey. You learn as you go. You learn as you go, because that's what you're going to do by the end of this. You're going to go. There'll be an element of you turning your back on everything that was in the past, letting go of the past, letting go everything which no longer serves you, and you're ready to move on. Calmly, peacefully, quietly, a little bit nervously, but you're going. You don't really know where you're going, but you're going. And you're going with all the strength of all of this. Look at this. Who gets this? Only you, Virgo. This was your gift from Saturn, by the way. Saturn realized that it was very difficult for you to face all of those emotional traumas from your past, all of the pain from your childhood, all of the pain that perhaps the older Virgos can look back when their children were younger. Did they feel that they imposed their sadness upon their children? And you know what? You've been given the blessing now to let all of that go. It doesn't have to rattle around in your mind anymore. It's time to move into a fresh new start. And I really wish you the best with that, Virgo. Please subscribe to my channel and be a good Virgo friend and share this video with as many people as possible. And tune in next month to see where you're going. Let's see where the Virgo voyage is going. And until then, a big kiss from me to you, Virgo. I'll see you next time.